Step into the mystical waters of 1962, Baltimore, where Elisa Esposito, a mute cleaner at a military research facility, finds an unlikely connection with a mysterious amphibious creature from the depths of the Amazon. As their bond deepens amidst the turmoil of Cold War espionage and Colonel Strickland's sinister agenda, Elisa faces a heart-wrenching decision: to protect her newfound love or set him free.
Either or let him die.
In our 13th movie recap, join us as we dive into the enchanting tale of The Shape of Water, where love knows no bounds and the ultimate sacrifice awaits. In Baltimore during the 1960s, Elisa Esposito, a mute woman, lives alone but often visits her neighbor, Giles. She works as a janitor at a military research facility alongside her friend Zelda Fuller. During one of their shifts, a vessel is brought into the facility containing a valuable asset. Elisa approaches the vessel and something inside it bumps against the walls. Giles takes Elisa to his favorite diner, where he often gets key lime pie. Although Elisa doesn't like the pie, Giles enjoys both the dessert and the conversations he has with the shop's employee, whom Giles has a crush on. Additionally, we see Giles working as an ad designer for a company that promotes Jell-O, and they have tasked him with creating a poster for the product. At work, while Elisa and Zelda are cleaning a bathroom, their boss, Colonel Richard Strickland, enters, splashes some water after washing his hands, and then uses the urinal. Shortly after, the women hear a scream from another room, and Strickland appears with 2 fingers missing from his left hand. Elisa and Zelda are instructed to clean the blood in the room where the new asset is housed. Elisa splashes water on the floor, and Strickland's fingers slide out from under a shelf. She then places them in a bag to be sent to the hospital with him. Elisa uncovers that the asset is a humanoid creature with fish-like features. Intrigued, she begins to visit the enclosure secretly to bond with it. Elisa feeds it hard-boiled eggs, educates it in sign language, and plays music records for it to enjoy. Whenever she hears someone approaching, she hides. On one occasion, Strickland enters, intending to torment the asset by electrocuting it with a cattle prod, motivated by spite due to his missing fingers. A fresh arrival at the facility, Dr. Robert Hofstetler, is revealed to be a Soviet operative named Dmitri. He rendezvous with his superiors, who escort him to a restaurant to confer about the asset. Hofstetler asserts his belief that the creature possesses communication abilities and intelligence. His superiors provide him with poison to eliminate the creature, aiming to hinder American scientific progress. Simultaneously, Strickland's superior, General Hoyt, desires to exploit the asset's body for advancements in space travel technology. Elisa grows concerned about the safety of the asset and confides in Giles, expressing her desire to assist it. While Giles is hesitant, considering the creature an experiment, Elisa sees no distinction between herself and the creature. She perceives them both as individuals unlike ordinary people and fears that by not intervening, she would effectively be allowing its demise.
Let him die.
Giles returns to the diner and initiates a friendly chat with his crush, the diner employee. However, when Giles attempts to make physical contact by reaching for his hand, employee responds negatively. The situation escalates when an African-American couple enters and the diner employee prohibits them from sitting at the counter. Eventually, Giles is also asked to leave the establishment. Inspired by Elisa's determination, Giles resolves to assist her in freeing the asset.
You just tell me what to do.
Meanwhile, Hofstetler learns of Elisa's bond with the creature and opts to support her instead of carrying out its elimination. The trio kickstart their plan by diverting the camera's attention away from the enclosure. Elisa ingeniously conceals the asset inside a laundry hamper and quietly wheels it away while Giles stands by at the loading dock. Spotting Elisa's actions, Zelda comprehends the situation and, albeit reluctantly, decides to join in the scheme. Strickland grows suspicious and pursues them, unaware of the identities of those involved in the asset's removal. Successfully maneuvering the creature into the van, Giles takes the wheel and drives them away, inadvertently causing damage to Strickland's newly acquired car in the process. Elisa transports the asset to her apartment and accommodates it in her bathtub, where she adds chemicals provided by Hofstetler, along with some salt, to maintain its well-being. Upon returning to work the next evening, Strickland probes into Elisa and Zelda's activities, but eventually dismisses his suspicions, doubting their clearance to access the asset. As Eliza departs, she communicates her sentiments to Strickland through sign language, signing "fuck you," which Zelda tactfully translates as "thank you." While Giles is attending to the asset, he inadvertently falls asleep. Seizing the opportunity, the asset ventures out of the tub and encounters one of Giles's cats. A confrontation ensues as the cat hisses at the asset, prompting it to growl back before tragically attacking and consuming the feline. Witnessing the distressing scene, Giles startles the creature, causing it to flee and scratch his arm in the process. Upon Eliza's return, Giles recounts the incident, prompting her to search for the fleeing creature, which she eventually locates in the movie theater beneath the apartments. She brings the creature back upstairs and tends to its needs. As the asset touches Giles's head and arm, an inexplicable phenomenon occurs as they begin to emit a radiant blue glow. Come morning, Giles makes a remarkable discovery. Hair has sprouted on his previously bald head, and the wound on his arm is miraculously healed. Eliza and the asset's bond deepens, culminating in a moment of intimacy as they make love in the bathroom. Their connection blossoms further as Eliza even floods the bathroom to enable them to swim together, inadvertently causing a leak into the theater below. Consequently, Giles is compelled by the theater owner to open the door and release the water. Undeterred, Eliza devises a plan to liberate the asset into a canal flooded with rainwater, ensuring minimal witnesses.
That's when you're planning on releasing him?
Her attachment to the creature intensifies, leading her to envision a whimsical scenario in which she participates in an old-timey musical number, serenading her love for the creature. Meanwhile, Hoyt pays a visit to the facility to reprimand Strickland for losing control of the asset, granting him a mere 36 hours to retrieve it. As for Hofstetler, his own superiors come to the realization that he spared the creature's life. However, they opt to spare him for the time being, informing him of plans for his extraction in 2 days' time. On the day scheduled for Eliza to release the asset, Zelda visits and notices that its scales are peeling off, and they have depleted their supply of chemicals from the facility. Determined, they take matters into their own hands and decide to relocate the asset themselves. Meanwhile, Strickland tails Hofstetler to his customary meeting place with his superiors. A violent confrontation ensues, resulting in Hofstetler being shot multiple times. However, before his assailants can finish him off, Strickland intervenes, eliminating them first. Seizing Hofstetler by the bullet wound in his cheek, Strickland subjects him to brutal interrogation in a bid to extract information about the asset's whereabouts, suspecting him of harboring it for other Soviet operatives. In his final moments, Hofstetler mocks Strickland, cryptically stating, "No names, no rankings, they just clean." Driven by his escalating madness and delusions, Strickland proceeds to Zelda's residence to interrogate her and her husband, Brewster. Succumbing to his derangement, Strickland forcibly removes the 2 fingers on his hand that had failed to fully heal after being reattached. Under duress, Brewster divulges the location where they are transporting the asset. Following his departure, Zelda admonishes Brewster for his indiscretion and promptly alerts Eliza of the impending danger. Acting swiftly, Eliza and Giles relocate the asset before Strickland arrives. However, Strickland manages to break into Eliza's apartment and discovers a note on her calendar, revealing her plan to take the asset to the canal. Eliza and Giles escort the asset to the canal, bidding a tearful farewell to the creature. As they prepare to part ways, the asset communicates to Eliza through sign language, expressing a desire to remain together indefinitely. Overwhelmed with sadness, Eliza gently explains that it must depart without her. Suddenly, Strickland appears, violently assaulting Giles and then firing shots at both the asset and Eliza. Seemingly victorious, Strickland begins to leave, only to be thwarted when Giles retaliates, striking him in the face. To everyone's astonishment, the asset miraculously regenerates from its injuries, evoking awe from Strickland, who reverently refers to it as a deity. However, his reverence is short-lived as the creature swiftly dispatches Strickland by slashing his throat with its claws. As the police arrive on the scene, the asset takes Eliza into the water as Giles and Zelda, who has just arrived, look on. Submerged underwater, the asset shares a poignant kiss with Eliza, utilizing its extraordinary healing abilities to restore her to life and grant her gills where scars once marked her neck. Embracing each other, they find solace in their union as Giles's voice narrates the conclusion of the story, suggesting that they can now be together forever. Let us know in the comments section below what you thought of the enchanting tale of The Shape of Water. We post movie recaps every week. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.